Do it.
Make it happen.
It's so funny. YouTube has like 2 or 3 levels of redundancy where it's like you have to start and then approve it and start and approve it, and it's just like...
Then we make sure everyone's okay, everything's kosher.
You realize this is live on the internet.
Not the internet.
Alright. Hey, thanks for joining us on Tube Talk, the YouTube show where we talk about YouTube, filmmaking, video making, all that kind of crap. You can find this podcast and more on podpocalypse.com. Check out Pizza Games and Zombies Sunday with our guest Tracy King from Zombies with numbers at the end. Asking for a Friend, and now Foobar Clusterfuck Snafu. I have no idea what that's about. Also, guys, I'm giving away a lot of things. There's a giveaway on the Pizza Games and Zombies Facebook for a weekly shout out, and we're giving away 10 passes to Digital Hollywood. If you're in Los Angeles or coming to Los Angeles, Digital Hollywood is a convention for new media, social media, and all things that go around that. So
Sounds exciting.
yeah, I'm going to be speaking on a crowdfunding panel. So they gave me stuff to get people to come listen.
That's cool. I actually just finished up a short that was crowdfunded.
Oh, well, before we get into that, my guest, and I didn't ask you the proper pronunciation of your last name, so if I butcher it, it's not my fault, Alec Creswick.
Yes! Congratulations!
From School of Thrones.
Yes, that's what I produced that. I'm very proud of it.
Yeah. So what's the crowdfunded thing that you...
I did a cool little sci-fi short called Emit.
Oh.
Which is time backwards, because that plays into our story, which is it's a very Twilight Zone kind of a short where time actually flows backwards. So you're dug up and you come back to life, and you're very childlike, and you get to live your life in reverse. And when you start thinking about it, it becomes quite a mind-bending sort of exercise. And
everyone's speaking backwards in this?
No, we didn't pull a red dwarf. Okay. We didn't pull a red dwarf.
Have you read what is the Piers Anthony, all I can think of is the Pale Horse one, but he has that whole anthology of...
Yeah, no, the only Piers Anthony that I've really read is the Xanth novels, and I loved them. Yeah,
well, he has this whole other series that's like everyone is maybe. I was like 13. This is so long ago.
Yeah.
Almost 20 years. Shush. But yeah, everyone's like some sort of force of nature. I think Gaia is one of them, and like death is one of them, and they all focus on it. And then there's this time who travels backwards.
Oh, that's interesting. I'll have to look this up.
But I don't remember much of it anymore.
I haven't read that one.
Yeah. No, they were good. I like them better than Xanth. But they're very different, because the Xanth novels are very sort of tongue-in-cheek, punny.
Yeah.
And then these are like...
serious.
Yeah, they're like...
serious business.
This guy got serious. What happened?
Piers Anthony, what are you doing?
Yeah. But that's cool. So is anyone in that we know?
Yeah, Jack Coleman from Heroes.
Oh.
Star. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Horn-rimmed glasses guy.
Look at that. That's pretty cool.
And he was so good. He's such a good actor, and we paired him out because our main casting was him and our little girl. We cast a girl named Caitlin. And for her, she's coming to the end of her life, but she's older. She's had all the experience.
Oh, okay.
So we needed between them like a very mature kind of child who could pull that off. And so, because when you have like a father comforting the daughter, he's younger than her technically. So yeah, it was really interesting, and they both were just fantastic, like so good. So.
Here's my question. So when you're getting ready to birth out, I guess,
it's a reverse process.
Kids have sex and you go into her? What happens there?
I don't think we thought that far or that detailed about it, but everything that happens in reverse. And part of the world is all this predestination.
Right.
So you will have sex with the person who you reproduce with. You don't really get a choice in that matter.
Right.
You also don't get a choice about the kids you have, who your family is, any of that. It's all predetermined. So yeah, theoretically, we're going more with like everything sort of just breaks down and decays. So we're not actually going with a reverse orgasm process.
Well, things don't magically shoot into you.
Yes, that sounds painful.
I don't even want to get into the food process, but
nope.
Here's a banana. What?
I guess that would make certain people the biggest food producers in the world.
Yeah. All right. Does like the Earth kind of? I mean, you're only going in a small period of time.
Yeah, it's a 9-minute short, and you're supposed to, like, all these questions did occur to us, but the reason we thought it worked as a short is because we want you to ask these sort of theoretical questions first, and then you get into the fun things that are like, well, how does this work? And you're like, well, come up with your own answer. It'll be fun.
Like something that I had, like a conversation I had when I was like 14 with my friends, and we weren't even smoking weed, which was like, what if, you know, because of the Big Bang Theory, everything expands out, but then suddenly it reaches its limit and expands inward, and time goes with it, and then you eat poop through your butt, and it comes out your mouth as food.
There's the 13-year-old part.
There you go. Yeah, I had to get to that part. Well, that sounds interesting. Where are you guys with that production at this point?
We're making the film festival circuit right now. We got into Newport Beach, which is fun.
So it's shot, it's cut.
Yeah, it's shot, cut, picture lock, everything. We're sending out our Kickstarter rewards right now.
Oh, any kind of cool rewards?
Yeah, we got some people got posters signed by our cast and the director, and we have some really cool DVDs that we're actually making. They're very professional quality, but we have an awesome making of special in there that we actually take you through some of we had an awesome VFX team, great guys, super, super wonderful, and they did a bunch of shots for us to make our world feel kind of bigger. And so we actually take the shots, break them down, show you the original shots, and then the layering, and it's one of the coolest things ever, because you're just like, oh. And even I, who know the VFX shots, there were a couple I was like, oh, right, the VFX shot. Wow, okay.
Nice.
So yeah, that's exciting.
That's interesting. Yeah, I wouldn't have really thought you would have much of that going into it, because it's kind of, you know, it's not like you're super far in the future or doing anything like that, are you?
No, it's
kind of modern day?
It's modern day, but we went for a very specific aesthetic that there were elements of sort of a futuristic society, but a futuristic society that knows that it's decaying backwards. Right. So it's kind of looking towards the past. You know, there's some elements that they can't shake, but you know, it's this cool kind of subtle world that we were building. But we have them going through an airport, so we've built out an airport set, and we have a cool cemetery shot that kind of opens our scene. And so we made this awesome cemetery, like a bunch of different shots stacked on.
So technically, everyone in your short is a zombie.
Yes.
Right.
Yep. So everybody's reanimated. So zombie movies are a very different thing.
So then they're afraid of what? The one loner who was born?
They're afraid of everyone who's not Benjamin Button.
Right.
Basically.
Right.
That's a true story.
So they love Benjamin Button, but Forrest Gump kind of a ripoff.
Yeah, well, Benjamin Button's is autobiography right now.
Right. Yeah. Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Anything else that you're working on right now, or aside from just promoting that?
No, we're really just focusing on that and School of Thrones.
Cool.
Right now.
All right. So yeah, let's get into School of Thrones.
School of Thrones.
So now let's go way back to the beginning, which is the future.
There's the Big Bang.
Right, okay.
And it was going outwards, now it's going inwards.
Okay, right. And now it's time for you to leave, and I'll start the podcast now.
Awesome.
Okay, so how did this all come together?
Well, I know Zach, who is the writer, one of the directors, and giant nerd. We're all nerds. I mean, I have a physics pun on my chest for may the math times acceleration be with you. So we're all nerds. That's how we know each other, really.
For the people who are listening to the audio archive, she's actually wearing a shirt.
Yes.
Yeah.
For now, we'll see.
Anyway.
So I hang out with Zach. We're in a gaming group together, and we get together every Sunday or so. Specifically D&D for the most part.
Which system?
We're playing 3.5.
Okay.
Yeah. 3.5.
No, that's fine.
I feel your judgment.
You don't have THACO, it doesn't matter.
But so he started talking about this project that he really wanted to do, and Zach, sometimes it's hard to get details out of Zach, which is part of the fun of knowing him. So eventually we got to the point where he was like, yeah, it's the Game of Thrones thing, which makes total sense because we all love Game of Thrones. Like, it's great. I actually just recently finished book 5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so he was talking about this, and he saw it and was like, this is a really cool idea. And he was talking about some of the people he wanted to bring in, and they were YouTube people, and it's not really a world that I knew very well.
Right.
Because I've mostly done, shorts that are made for festival circuits and kind of as calling cards, and not specifically to be shown on YouTube. And I thought that was a really interesting thing, and started researching some of the names he was throwing out.
Right.
And then it got to the point where they were like, we're going to go on this. Like, we're making a commitment. We're going to do it.
Right.
And he asked if I was willing to help him out. I said, absolutely. So then I met with Matt and Zach, and I was like, you guys are super talented. This is awesome. They'd already talked to Mary Kate Wiles, and I think Maxwell Glick and Joey Richter were already in it. And Marisha Ray was going to be in it, and Matt was going to do his cameo as the Hound, which was fun. So they had all that set up, and I sort of came in and took over some of the technical aspects, like part of the thing that a producer does is really keeps everyone on point, almost has a checklist of going through, making sure that everyone has what they need to do their job, everyone knows what they need to do. So that's sort of what I took over and started doing. And so that was sort of my job. And the other producer, Whitney, she was mostly our social media sort of guru, doing those things, because she's an old hat at that, and I was just kind of sitting back like, wow, this is social media at a whole new level that I've never really been a part of. So it was a great learning experience just in that respect.
Yeah, there was a lot of pre-buzz to the School of Thrones thing.
Oh, people were so excited, and I started doing searches and things. And actually, I have I have an 18-year-old adopted sister. I have a family out here who's kind of adopted me. Yeah. And ties with my family. I'm from South Carolina. And a week before I officially sort of joined Game of Thrones, she was like, oh, you need to watch this thing called Lizzie Bennet Diaries. I was like, what is this? And so I'm looking at it, and I was looking at Mary Kate, and I was going, I really think she looks very familiar to me. I don't know why. And then I realized she was in our cast. And that was really exciting. And so I actually got my 18-year-old adopted sister to tell me about some of the people in the cast and give me like a crash course, which is, I was sitting there going like, this is a world that I was completely unaware of.
Yeah. How much of Lizzie Bennet did you watch?
I may have watched like 20 episodes in a night.
Because there's something like 8.5 hours.
It's 90 episodes?
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, they're a lot. But I mean, in one night I just sat there and was like, next video, and finally I was going, I have to go to bed. So yeah, it was really, really well done, and I was very impressed with that and sort of the world, and even the fandom that's sort of built around it.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's even something that mainstream stuff struggles with, and to just have people be like, you know what, we're going outside of the studio system, we're making our own thing, our own content, and it's going to be awesome. Yeah. It's so great. It's just awesome.
Yeah. So now, did you go to school for production, filmmaking? Yeah,
I graduated from the UCLA Producers Program. I had a master's in film and television production. Okay. So it was cool because we shot at UCLA, and it was fun to go back to my sort of alma mater. Yeah.
So for people who kind of want to get into that, like, what is the appeal of producing, do you think?
I see the producer as sort of the ultimate facilitator, and I love helping people sort of make projects. Like, it's a very creative process in that I work with a bunch of writers, and they bring their stuff to me first, and so I get to read it and go, this is great, here's how you can make it even better. Right. And that's, there's actually a lot of people, you'll hear horror stories from the industry of people who get notes on their scripts, and they're contradictory within their notes. Yeah, yeah. And it's very frustrating for a writer to get a note that says, okay, change this character, do this. We want this character to do this. And it's like, well, do you want A or B? I mean, which one do you want? And so getting somebody who can really understand that and talk to a writer in a way that doesn't, tell them that you're...
Just insult them.
This was a terrible part of your script, make it go away.
This is no. Passable, but here we go.
I mean, I guess you have a good idea, but your execution is terrible. Right. And I've read notes where I was just like, why would you ever... I understand what you're trying to say. Why would you word it in this way? Because all it comes out is super insulting. Yeah. And I know you don't mean it that way, but the writer's going to get this and, just freak out.
Right. Well, you read a lot of scripts.
I read a ton of scripts, yes.
You get to a point where you're just like so frazzled with, something that you just can't, you know you have to make notes, but you feel inside that you shouldn't?
I have thrown a script across the room in anger before. I mean, I've read scripts where I don't think that the person writing it has ever been able to string a coherent sentence together, and yet
I don't know that it got to you.
This I don't understand, because in the job that I do, my sort of day job, everything that we get comes from someone else. So someone else passed it on. And it's not even necessarily from my job. It's other people will send me scripts and be like, hey, this is a project I'm interested in getting a part of. And I'm sitting there reading it and I'm going, what? I just really need to ask you, without trying to insult you at all, but what about this made you think that this project should be made? And it gets very frustrating sometimes. Luckily, I can normally be like, I either can opt not to read it because it's somebody who I know and I don't have to go through the process of making notes and stuff, or at this point I can usually be like, hey boss, the script is not the best, we should probably move on to some other thing. Okay. But yeah, there's tons of people who get passed on, even by really high-ranking, well-respected people in the industry. And the script, I'm just reading it, I'm like, well, I read a script that was this exact same story, but, well, better executed yesterday. I mean, you have to have something better to spend your time on. Yeah.
Is there a lot of that? Is there a lot of, like, there's that whole theory of, universal, oh, God, I lost the terminology. It's that thought that's out there, and, like, several people latch onto it, you know?
Oh, yeah. There's just... Oh, yeah, no, I've read scripts. My scripts tend to come in sort of cyclical, like they'll all be on a theme, and they'll all come from very different places, because I'm primarily an international film, so they're even coming from different countries.
Oh wow!
And they'll all have the same
universal consciousness. Go on.
That's exactly. But it also happens sort of on the actual scale. Well, we had like 3 volcano movies come out one time, stuff like that, and it does happen. And the thing about that is, all of the studios know what the other studios are doing. So every studio knows, oh, the studio has a volcano movie. Our volcano movie is going to do better. We're going to release it like 2 weeks after them. Or, you know what, we're going to push this 2 weeks before them and get in first. And you're kind of sitting there going, well, okay. I mean, they tend to end up being right on the same level.
Well, now we have like, there's the Tom Cruise and the Will Smith
Oblivion and
Earth movies, and there's the 2 giant robot movies.
Yeah.
I don't know. And to me, they're all the same fucking movies.
They are, but that's the thing, they are. And even those movies, they're not even really movies. They're sort of really expensive set pieces, tenuously strung together by plot. It's not quite as bad as when Michael Bay does it in like Transformers, where every time there's plot, you kind of go, just, okay, show me more robots exploding, that's fine.
Right. Well, that's all that's good in that.
Yeah.
No. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's going to be so sad.
That's going to be a train wreck. Whether or not it's going to be like a drinking-worthy train wreck, we will see.
It depends if he seriously casts what's her name, Megan Fox. I can't talk about this.
Okay. Blood pressure. We'll move on to something else.
Pay more attention to how loud we're being. Okay. I think that's me probably, but yeah. All right, so back to School of Thrones. You guys didn't crowdfund that. It was all out of pocket.
All out of pocket.
Who put that money up?
That would. Our directors. They're they're the ones who really they believe in their project and they put their money behind it, which is most people don't want to do that.
Right.
So, and I think their faith in themselves totally paid off. So.
Yeah, no, it turned out really good. And obviously, I mean, how many hits did the first episode get?
Oh, we're at 2 million and counting.
Yeah, and that all happened almost immediately.
Yeah.
Like, past 1 million in like a day and a half, or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is...
I was just kind of sitting there watching it, like, wow, every time I refresh, the numbers keep going up. This is great.
Yeah, no, I probably contributed about 200 hits myself, because I was just like,
I kept rewatching
more
it.
Comments.
I enjoyed watching it in one pane on YouTube and then scrolling through the gift sets and Tumblr on the other, and being like, oh look, it's basically the same thing.
Right. That's pretty funny. Yeah, it was neat. The fan outreach was like, you know, there was like fan art almost immediately.
Oh, we had cosplayers at WonderCon.
Oh, I heard about
we
that.
We did. That was so exciting.
I haven't seen any pictures.
And then,
those,
oh yeah, I'll send them to you. Up there.
Are they on the Facebook page?
I think so. They should be. But yeah, and Coleman, our Littlefinger, found her.
Perfect.
Oh, he looks. Even when I saw him, I went, Littlefinger, is that you?
Right.
True story, he will respond to Littlefinger, so if you ever see him, call him Littlefinger.
Seems derogatory, but might as well.
But he found her actually at WonderCon, and they took pictures together.
Oh, cool.
So cosplay.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Yeah, which is great. And apparently, according to Tumblr, there's someone who's planning on going, I think, to Comic-Con as our Sansa Stark, which will be really exciting. Have to be on the lookout.
Are you going to Comic-Con?
Yes, I think so. I haven't quite made my plans yet, but yeah.
Well, you gotta get on that. Those
it's my mecca.
Are probably all sold out by now.
Oh, I have places to stay.
Okay, right,
I'm good. Yeah, I can just be like, hey, I'm coming down and staying with you.
Yeah.
So.
Whether you like it.
Whether you like it or not, I will camp out in front of your house, and you won't be able to ignore me.
Right. It's not creepy at all. Wherever you are, run.
It's my innocent face.
Oh. Sparkly.
Not creepy at all.
Oh god. No, I'm just kidding.
I know where you live now.
That's true. I've never thought about that being a bad idea before until this exact moment right now. This will be my last podcast ever.
It wasn't me. I didn't do
it. You know, it's usually the other person who's scared about going to the random location far away from Los Angeles. Far, far away.
See, I always thought it would be a lot of fun to do a movie where a serial killer tried to pick someone up and the other person was like, oh, this is going to be fun. Watch me try and kill you. And the other serial killer was like, no, what did I do?
So they're both killers.
Serial killer versus serial killer.
Isn't that Dexter?
That's like the first season of Dexter.
Oh, I've never really watched much of Dexter.
Oh, you called it.
All right, yeah. All right, well, let's see. Yeah, production stuff. What was your? Well, you've actually watched the show and read the books. Mm-hmm. Who is your favorite? Traditionally, who's your favorite character in the books?
Oh, it's a three-way tie between Dany, Arya, and Tyrion.
Okay.
I actually think if those three got together and fought crime, Westeros would just bow before them.
Mm-hmm. Is it the same in the show, or does it change?
It's pretty much the same in the show.
Okay. So who are your favorite characters on School of Thrones?
Oh, everyone. They're all so wonderful.
Yeah? You have to pick! No, I'm just kidding.
Death is not an option! I get very distressed having to pick one. It's the really pretty extra in the light blue prom dress.
Isn't that you?
Yeah. Hey, I'm integral to Westeros Valley High, okay?
Alright, do you know who your character is? Do you have like a backstory to her?
My character got caught up in one of Joffrey's schemes. Mm-hmm. And so she's secretly going around trying to undermine Joff's prom king. Very happy that didn't happen. Okay. As sketchy as Littlefinger and Sansa is,
right?
Still better than Joffrey.
Spoiler!
Still better than Joffrey.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think I'm I joined the Tyrion network of spies.
Okay. All right. If I mean, it was for 3 episodes it was awesome. But if you could have done anything else within those 3 episodes, what would it have been?
It would have to be the brother-sister sex. Obviously, I mean, what else could I answer?
Right. Sure, it was definitely missing some of that. Yeah.
I think I would have actually liked to see your motorcycle gang a little bit more.
Well, I told you my whole thing that I want to do, right?
No.
I didn't tell you that?
No, because I could probably make it happen for you.
Lotto. No,
that's possible.
Yeah. I came up with this with the rap party, and I told it to Matt, and I might have told it to Zach. I was kind of blotto. But I think it would be awesome to eventually do a spin-off in which we take Teen Drogo and do a spin-off of School of Thrones as Sons of Anarchy where he's Jax.
I'm totally 110% for this.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty awesome.
I mean, we were planning on doing a very sort of Russian tragedy version.
Oh, okay.
But this sounds like it could be doable.
Yeah. I mean, if I have to, nobody dies on School of Thrones, do they? I mean, not yet, but will they?
Well, there was actually a mass stampede out of prom that we were not allowed to show because it was a little bit too bloody, and a lot of students did die. The small folk that nobody cares about.
Yeah, no one important.
Definitely not my character.
Have you guys figured out what the equivalent of that will be on the show? Because there's
spoilers. That's
a lot of death on the real show.
There's also a lot of nudity on the real show, and don't think we'll be going there.
More peaches then?
Oh, so many more peaches. All of the peaches.
All
of the peaches.
There's your gift. All of the peaches.
All of the peaches!
See the meme, yeah. Was that Zach's thing, or did someone else come up with that?
Oh, that's kind of a book thing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, because I never read them, so now I saw.
Well, the taunting with the peach that Rinley does to Stanis is in the books, and HBO messed it up and did an apple, which was not okay.
Right.
Come on, HBO, get your act together.
See, I thought it was a very, very random Godfather thing. So.
No, well, and the peaches are a recurring sort of, I'm talking about cannellis kind of thing in the books.
Oh, peaches
spoiler.
Have pits. Nope, that's not the thing at all.
That just happened.
So fuzzy.
They kind of look like a butt.
or it's that. Oh, I assumed it was the fuzzy thing, but it could be.
Have you not seen
like
House of Cards with the peachoid?
No.
Oh, in Gaffney, South Carolina, it's real, it does exist. There is a water tower that they changed to look like a peach, but it just looks like a giant flesh-colored butt.
Really?
From the highway.
Because there's a water tower in Michigan that looks like a giant penis. So we should get those kids together.
They should definitely be closer together.
Maybe a bridge. A water tower bridge.
We should just point them at each other and let them go.
That's terrifying.
Oh.
This is the worst podcast ever.
Whoops.
Or the best. So back to Sons of Anarchy, School of Anarchy? I don't know. What would that be called?
Sons of Thrones?
Sons of Thrones. Thrones of Anarchy sounds...
Thrones of Anarchy is not bad.
Yeah, maybe. All right.
I like this idea, though. This is a good idea. It has merit.
Well, I could ride that bike.
You could.
No, I'm just kidding.
Look at it.
Beach cruiser.
It's got like half of horsepower. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Speaking of the bike, should we give away the effect on that?
Oh, you mean the bike?
Yeah.
Which bike?
In the School of Thrones last shot episode.
Oh.
We don't have to.
I was thinking. Oh, you weren't there for that. Wait. So here's what I was thinking about. So you were only there one night. I don't know why I assumed that you were there for the rest of the thing. But there's a shot after when Rinley's taunting Stanis with the peach, and he bites it, and then he sort of starts moving out of frame.
Right.
Well, we had to actually fly out the little scooter that he was on.
Okay.
Because we actually borrowed it from somebody on campus. So it's just like, oh, you can have it. You just have to return it to me by this time. And we went, that's very nice of you. Thank you.
Weird. Okay.
She went to class and she just like, you can meet me here in like 3 hours. It was awesome. It was very much like, this is why I went to UCLA.
That's awesome.
Great. But so we put Brendan on one of the bikes.
Right.
And I think I was on one side and our UPM Monica was on the other side, and we were holding him steady, and he was not holding onto the bars or anything, sitting on his bike, took the bite of the peach, and we had to pull him back on the bike. And I'm sure if you could find like a shot of it, just not cut off, because he was only shot from here up, it looks hilarious. But that was our sort of special effect on the bike that we did.
Nice. Is there any behind the scenes footage?
Oh, there's some that I don't know if we're going to release it or anything. Yeah. We probably might, because there's some really funny shenanigans going on.
I mean, it's a fun cast. Everyone seems to have gotten along really well.
I've been on professional sets, and I've done 5 shorts and stuff, and this cast was just, I was just thinking, like, everyone just likes each other. It's great. There wasn't even, like, one person who, there's usually that one person who you're just like, you're just intent on having a bad time. and you're just going to sit there and have a bad time while the rest of us are having a great time. So, all right. And you kind of just like let that person go, be in their bad mood or whatever. But everyone was working together. Everyone.
Yeah, I mean,
it was awesome.
Like, yeah, like when I arrived on set, you know, I knew Matt and Marisha were there, and I think at that time I knew Zach's car was going to be there.
Yes.
Yeah, there's. And then, but when I showed up, I knew like 5 or 6 other people, and I was like, oh man, this is just summer camp. This is a good time. This is all my friends. It's a party.
And you actually got there for actually late in our shooting day, so everyone had already been there.
Right, because I was basically on call for it, because you already had somebody else cast for the part of Drogo, and thankfully he had important space things to do.
Yes, space broke, and he had to go fix it. And you were there, which we are ever thankful for.
Yeah, I was glad to be Drogo, because that's awesome.
Yeah, everyone kept their energy up, and everyone was, you know, hanging out, having a good time.
We were late. We
did go late. We were the last people out.
Something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was late, but it was good. It was
definitely fun and worth it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glad you think that.
Yes. So what? Now you had a whole lot of success. There's been a whole lot of publicity from it. Are there plans already for the second season?
Spoilers, sweetie.
Well, you don't have to get into intimate details, but like.
Yeah, everyone is totally on board.
Intimate details. No, I'm just kidding.
That would be part of the second season with the Cersei Jaime episode. They get their own.
Is there gonna be a smoke baby?
You'll have to ask Marisha that. I think she's in charge of whether or not she wants to deal with that in our show. She was pregnant by the end of it, so oops, spoilers.
For reals? I mean, no, on the thing. So do you know, has Zach already written a second season, or is he in the process of it? Or?
I'm pretty sure that he knows what he wants to do for a second season. I don't know if he's actually sat down and worked through it yet.
Okay. Is it only going to be 3 episodes again?
You know, that depends on how much people beg and plead us.
Seems like I've seen a lot of begging and pleading already.
I want more.
At least 4 episodes
I
worth.
want more.
Wow. Well, you heard it.
Give me all the begging and pleading.
You gotta do some begging and pleading. Really? No, but seriously, it's gonna be at least 10 episodes of just Drogo, right? So.
Drogo gets 13 episodes. I don't know why you're short. Come on, it's Drogo.
That was pretty much how I felt, and then I think I was only on screen for 1/10 of a second, so...
Needs more Drogo.
Wait, what?
Needs more Drogo.
Yes. I still have the beard, by the way. So, no, it's a little sidebar, not really, but this is me talking, but we did get out of there so late that the makeup girl had left already.
Oh, that's right.
So I left in basically full Drogo garb to go home, and then I had a job starting the next morning at like 7 a.m. or something. I had to be on set as a PA, and the best I could do was like take a really quick shower when I got home and turn my entire tub black because there was stuff dye in my hair and all my whole face, and I had like eyeliner for like 4 days after that I just could not get off. How do you girls do that? Because I couldn't. I even had stuff. My wife was like, "Here, this," and I was like, "No." I think I still have eyeliner on.
Well, you need to be a girl.
Ugh.
That was your first failing. You should rectify that situation immediately.
Okay.
So that's your first step, and then we induct you into the super secret girl circle of trust.
Uh-huh.
And then you can learn all of our secrets.
As long as I get a mani-pedi.
Yeah, those happen.
Great.
Along with the lingerie pillow fights.
See, you're lying.
Would I do that to you?
Because nothing that magical could really exist. Tears. So have you, you're new to the whole YouTube thing, but have you, like, found your way into more YouTube stuff yet?
Yeah, a little bit. I actually, interestingly enough, we had a guy come into the company where I work, and he is trying to start and build funding for a YouTube channel.
Oh.
I was like, oh, well, let me tell you about my experience as the voice of experience.
Right.
And so I've been talking to him and sort of giving him what advice I have and what I can ask other people,
Okay.
The advice they've had. And so it's been cool talking to him and see somebody trying to build it from the ground up, because this is almost, it's like an industry person trying to bring industry knowledge to YouTube. And I'm like, well, some of the things that you know and that work for you actually are going to sort of be a hindrance in YouTube, because he tends to like overthink a few things.
Yeah. Is he going for a specific, you don't have to get too specific on this, but like an entertainment channel or like a...
He's going for like an entertainment comedy channel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that should work well enough.
Yeah. I mean,
at least he's not doing something like, you know, too cerebral. You know, 'cause YouTube doesn't go for that crap.
No. YouTube, I feel like if you're on the level of adorable cat videos, you're doing it good. You're doing it right.
Is he doing adorable cat videos? Because maybe he should think about that.
By the time I'm done giving my advice to him, he will have an entire channel devoted to adorable cat videos.
Right. And he's already like some kind of name, is the way it sounds.
Yeah, he's got industry cred.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's worth something on YouTube. Kind of.
YouTube cares.
Sometimes. It really depends. It's a very fickle crowd, I think.
I feel like that's the internet.
Well, yeah, that's true, too. I mean, I'm not going to insult them. They're my people watching right now.
Oh no, I don't mean that insultingly at all.
No,
just,
I did.
You have to know your audience.
Yeah.
And acknowledging that they're fickle is very important.
Well, because most of them are 13, and there's nothing more fickle than a 13-year-old. Except a cat.
I was about to say, isn't that why they love the cat videos? Is because the cats don't care about them?
Right. I want to go outside. No, I want to go inside. No, I want to go outside because I'm inside. Yeah, whatever. Yes. And that was the 13-year-old. Wait till you see the cat video. Okay.
I feel like we just got caught in a recursive loop of I don't care about you, I care less about you.
If you could loop a YouTube video, yeah. We could just do that. And have
Why haven't we done that yet? We could make millions and millions of dollars and we just gave it away to the world for free.
That's okay. We'll get paid back in spades. I don't know what to do with all those spades because I don't garden much, but whatever. It's a tool joke.
You could call it a club.
I don't have a use for those either. I don't have the right clothes for them.
Excuse me, when the zombie apocalypse happens, clubs will always be useful.
I went with the other kind of club. But yes, that's true. Are you a zombie fan?
What does that mean?
Are you a zombie fan mean? Do you watch Walking Dead?
I hate that show.
Whoa.
That show makes me so angry.
Because?
It's terrible.
Because?
So badly written. I don't think they've had
typically plot writing or dialogue.
Well, their plots are stupid, but the characters they never do anything that makes any sense for the characters they've spent time building.
Right.
And I get really irritated every time Rick is around Michonne. She turns into this bumbling person who can't do anything, and I'm like, that is the exact opposite of Michonne.
Right. But you've clearly been watching.
I stopped watching, I guess, at the end of last season. Because I like to rage watch certain things, but it does get to the point where my rage is actually like getting real and making my blood boil.
How many TVs have you destroyed?
I don't think I'm allowed to answer that.
Okay. So what do you like to watch? What's your favorite show?
Currently on?
Or of all time.
Oh, of all time, that would be tough. It's sort of a bunch of them. Like, I love Arrested Development.
Sure.
Breaking Bad. Currently on air, that would have to be the best one. Just excellent all the way around. So good.
I think that's a cop-out answer anyway, because Breaking Bad doesn't count. It's like all these other shows are written are written with no foresight to the end. And Breaking Bad, it's like he knows it's done. It's like it's written and it's already done.
But I think that's one of the reasons of why it's so good and why people should do that more often.
Oh, sure.
Like, I almost feel like you should go in with a pitch and be like, okay, we have 5 seasons of this.
Yeah.
And it's like a kind of very BBC kind of an approach to things, where we're not going to let this go on forever.
Unless it's Doctor Who.
Doctor Who, yes, which that sort of gets new life breathed into it every time a doctor dies.
But yeah.
Doesn't die.
Right.
But undies, regenerates.
So you're short about Doctor Who. Anyway,
spoilers, sweetie.
Everyone's got really long scarves, and
a little bit of celery in their pocket.
That's right.
I also adore Sherlock.
Oh, the British one?
The BBC Sherlock, so good.
Yeah, have you seen the American Elementary show?
I tried to watch that.
That was horrifying.
I did. I actually tried to read that script and couldn't get through it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was disappointing. But at the same time, it's just like, why would you put that out right now? Like, Sherlock is the best version of that ever. Why would you even attempt to use that property? And
Sherlock is so steeped in British culture that I don't know why you would try and bring him to America.
Yeah.
Like that takes away something.
In a weird way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and one of my problems was with casting. I feel like Lucy Liu, she's not a John Watson type. She's a Sherlock.
Yeah.
Like as an actress.
Sure. Oh, definitely.
And I was like, if you had cast Lucy Liu as Sherlock, I would have been way more interested in what was going down. But yeah. That was tough. What else on TV? I like Good Wife.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
I like that.
Okay.
Solid.
Yeah.
Well done. Mad Men, of course.
Sure.
It's so good. I like Justified.
Okay, I haven't seen that either. Can't watch everything.
Unlike me. No, I make sure that I, for my job, make sure that I've seen at least 2 episodes of every scripted show that makes it on the air, including the CW ones.
That channel still exists? I don't even have TV anymore. I have to watch everything either via Hulu or Netflix, basically.
Oh, wow.
Or,
do you have a Hulu Plus account?
I'm not going to pay to watch commercials. That's stupid. No, I don't. But occasionally, I get, like, the screener access to certain things like Showtime and whatnot. So I've seen all of Shameless for this year. That's a pretty good show. Have you seen Shameless?
Well, see, I like the original, and it doesn't really compare.
I never saw the original, so I'm okay with
that's why I found most people who I love the show have not seen the original, which that makes sense to me because it is good.
Yeah.
One of my problems with that show is the William H. Macy character, and they keep trying to make him endearing. But he does such bad things, and I'm like, I would trust William H. Macy to just be that affable guy that you can't, like, I really want to dislike you because you were terrible to your kids.
Right.
But I can't dislike you. Why? How? He has that quality to him. He is William H. Macy. Right. Exactly. But they keep trying to give him things to do that redeem him, and that's not that character. And they don't really do that. They don't do that in the British show. They kind of just let him, you're your terrible father, and they just let him sort of be a terrible father. James McAvoy was in the early seasons of the original Shameless.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
He plays he's like the love interest character.
Oh, the Steve Jimmy guy?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Uh-huh.
Cool. That's cool. Yeah, I only got into it because a good friend of my family is on the show. He is Mr. Milkovich.
Oh.
Yeah. Speaking of jerks, and he's just like that. He's the nicest guy.
I assume that's
ever.
why he's your friend.
Yeah.
It's because he's exactly.
We go around roughing people up. Duh.
Like you do. That's bonding.
Yeah. Say that like it's not bonding, but it is.
I was being completely sincere. It's totally the best way to bond with anybody.
We're gonna go roll over a hobo later, so it's gonna be a good time. We got very far away from School of Thrones somehow, and production in general. I don't know if you know the answer to this. We usually, for the filmmakers out there, we talk about the technical stuff. What do you know what camera School of Thrones was shot on?
I did, and I've forgotten.
Was it the 60 or something like that? It was Canon, wasn't it? Right? Yes? No? Maybe?
I think it was Canon. I would have to ask our DP Jan.
Right, who is synonymous with Mike Davis stuff. Have you seen that stuff?
I haven't.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, you want cat videos.
Oh. Am I missing out on cat videos?
Sort of. He does like...
my life.
Mike Davis does the most intense After Effects things. But like he'll take like a still image of a cat and turn it into this bizarre... Speaking of cat videos and looping videos, he'll put it into like... He'll turn it into this weird amorphous looping thing where it kind of like is walking, but its arms have become it, and I can't even explain it. It sounds stupid on the surface, but when you see it, you're like, how the hell could you possibly do this with technology? But then he's gone on to do like more music video oriented stuff with like story and things like that. He did the Slender Man thing for Black Box TV that Marisha was in, and it's horrific. It's like creepy. And
Slender Man is super creepy.
Yeah, and beyond that, what he did with it is just like...
Yeah, he sounds like Slender Man and that kind of like, oof, would go together.
Yeah, yeah, but Jan's been his DP a lot. I think almost exclusively, but...
I can see why. He's great.
Yeah.
He's so talented.
Yeah, and he looks fun.
He's got the most awesome set of tattoos.
Yeah. Boy, and he's got like that...
the amazing...
Gangs of New York style...
That's a good way to describe it. I was trying to figure out how to describe it to somebody, and I'm gonna steal that and use that.
Right. Well, yeah. And I'm pretty sure he can't take me in a fight, so I'm okay to make fun of him a little bit. No, he actually.
Drogo versus the DP.
Right.
That'll be one of our outtakes.
Awesome. I better start lifting weights. Cool. Oh wait, do you watch anything online?
Yeah, actually, one of my friends was in that H+ show. That was, it's sort of this futuristic world where everyone's synced into like an internet type thing, and you get like this implant in your head.
Oh, kind of like a modern day Matrixy internet thing.
Kind of. It's more like, you know, the Google Glasses kind of idea that they're doing, but it's like an interface directly for your brain for that. Okay. And it's all, you know, one company or whatever, and it's told out of sync so that you can, it jumps back from like several years ago to, of course, the people who are like dire warnings or terrorists, something is going down, to the day when like a catastrophe happens where basically it shuts down and basically kills everyone, like overloads everyone's brains. And then it's this story of what the survivors do, and then how this happened, and were there warning signs and that kind of stuff. And
interesting.
I haven't kept up with it in a couple of months just because I've been so busy. But one of my friends was in it, so I started watching. I was like, oh, this is kind of interesting, and it's set up so that you can watch it. You can really watch it in any order you so choose. Because, well, I think there was. The big thing about it was you can either choose to watch it as we release it in that order, or you can arrange it chronologically. Oh. Something like that, but I haven't checked back to see how they managed to do that, because when I was watching it,
on YouTube, they could just make a playlist of.
But see, I don't know if it's done. If you would need to like finish releasing it to do that first.
Yeah, probably.
Which means that you would have to start out of order to begin with, or if I couldn't tell, or maybe they were doing 3 each week, and one was like in a certain pass, one was in the other.
Okay.
I don't know. So yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
But it was an experiment. There's I can't remember the name that was behind it. Because it was some director who basically put his name to it.
Gotcha. Oh, that's cool. I'll have to look for
that. That was the first sort of series that I started following on YouTube, and then I totally mainlined all of Ashley Birch's stuff.
Oh yeah.
I started watching. It was like, this is hilarious.
Right on. Ashley, who of course plays Daenerys.
Yes, you're Khaleesi.
Yes.
And just, that was hilarious, and I got so many people in my office to start watching that, because there were a bunch of gamers in my office.
Gotcha, sure, of course.
So I just started sending them like random things. They were like, "What is this? This is great and hilarious." I was like, "Just in my short, haha."
Oh, cool. Yeah. I checked out like one of her videos. I have to go back and check out them more. I'm not really as much of a gamer as I used to be, so I don't know if I get funny anymore.
Well, no, because I only really hang out with gamers. I don't play them or anything like that. And just from what I've absorbed, knowing about the games and hearing them complain about it and stuff, everything just made sense.
Gotcha.
I think there was only a few videos where I was like, I don't understand. Because she does a really good job of sort of setting up, for the people who don't know, the world really quickly of each of the games. So yeah.
Oh, very cool.
And there's one in particular, though.
What was that?
One in particular video that just poses one question by the end of it, and I still want to know the answer to it.
What was the video? What
I don't remember the name of it. It's like a trivia game.
Oh, okay.
And then you can you could get the expansion pack or something. And the joke is the expansion pack is only one question, but it's worth whatever money you pay for it. And it's true. The question is totally worth.
Huh.
It's just. Yeah, it's still breaking my brain.
I'll have to go look for
Yes.
that.
I don't want to spoil it for you.
No, please. I wouldn't want things to be spoiled. Either way, I'm going to know what the question is. That's basically all it comes down to.
Yes, but I think the setup and the build up to the question is worth it. And then you're going to be like, oh, that's actually...
Is it, could Jesus create a taco so hard he couldn't eat it?
Now I have 2 questions in my life. Sam.
Taco is so crunchy. What's happening?
I don't know if life is worth living anymore. I'm gonna have to seriously. I'm gonna have to seriously consider this now.
Well, cool. Is there anything else you want to cover?
Being actually in production is one of the most exhausting things you'll ever experience, but it's so great, and once you're done, you have the best sleep that you will ever have in your life.
How many days was actual production on School of Thrones?
It was 4 days.
4 days. Were they back to back?
No, we did 3 days and then 1 day of pickups, so technically 4 days, but...
Right.
No, we had a Friday, a Saturday, and then we took a Sunday off for the streamies because most of our cast was going there and they had to get all gifted up.
Did you watch those?
I did not because I was doing something.
Yeah.
I just had to take that day and I had to do something and I don't remember what it was. So clearly very important. Yes. And then we did Monday and it was really convenient that Monday actually ended up being a holiday, which was extremely convenient for us.
Right.
That was the day that you were there because nobody was on campus. Everything was shut down. We could just get in and out and do awesome things without having to worry about people. So it was great planning on our part.
Definitely.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was good.
Cool. Right. And then how long was the pre-production process?
I'd say probably 3 months or so.
Yeah.
I think 3 months to sort of get everything. Well, the month before, like in December, was mostly Zach and Matt, I think, getting people and things in order. And then I came in sort of January, sort of beginning to mid-January, which is when we started doing, SAG stuff and contracts and table reads and stuff like that.
I forgot that was all SAG.
Yep. New media contracts.
Yeah. Very cool.
Which is... It's interesting because they're learning with all the rest of us.
Right. Had you done one of those before?
Not the new media. I've only ever done it on
the
traditional short film
Gotcha.
agreement. So there were some things that kind of threw me through a loop because SAG for the most part is standard, even no matter what level you're working on. But there are just a few things that new media completely does differently, and I had to sort of reorient myself.
Oh, really? Like,
yeah.
Think of an example.
They have everyone on hourly rates.
Oh.
And the SAG New Media contract, which no other contract in SAG does.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and because normally, I mean, you can do hourly rates for certain performers, but you normally do, it's like your principal characters, you're going to do a flat day rate.
Yeah.
So that took me, I had to actually do math to calculate, like, okay, if we wanted to pay everyone what they're, I don't even know. So there's that. The entire process was online and automated.
Oh yeah.
That's
cool.
Yeah. So there were a few hiccups for that, but not anything insurmountable.
Right. You're just like, damn it, Firefox.
It was more like they apparently have some upload limits, file size limits to upload.
Okay.
But when that happens, it doesn't come back with an error message that says file exceeds limit. It says cannot contact the virus server to scan your file. And I was like, well, that's not my fault. Like, I don't know what to do here. And eventually, just poking at it, and I figured, well, maybe my files are too big. So I sized them down. I was like, oh, now it works. That's great. I'm glad that little leap of intuition happened. Otherwise, I would have been, like, freaking out over here. So, yeah, there's little things like that. But,
cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know. Yeah, for anyone who wants to get into that.
So if anybody is doing that and you get the cannot connect to the virus file server, that's what that means.
Those files, what kind of files were they?
PDFs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even know you could shrink a PDF size.
Oh yeah.
What did you do?
It depends if you have a Mac or PC.
I have a Mac.
It's different. On a Mac there's actually, when you save it, there's a option that you can compress down to size.
Oh.
You can also do like a whole save as JPEG and then save back to PDF and stuff like that. They're also online services where you upload your PDF file and they just give you one back that's smaller.
Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure I have stuff that does that. I have things that do things with stuff.
I have an app for that.
Yeah, it's a system of things that make things happen.
I put it in my computer and go shrink.
Yeah. Cool. You can check out School of Thrones at youtube.com/School of Thrones, right?
School of Thrones, that's correct.
And is there a main URL for it? Did you guys ever buy schooloftthrones.com or anything?
No, I didn't buy that. We're on Facebook. We have the official School of Thrones Facebook, and then our Twitter for all the updates and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. And if they want to stalk you directly?
I am at Aleekza, Aleekza, on Tumblr and on Twitter.
Right. And if you're watching or listening to this anywhere other than podpocalypse.com, go there because I'm going to have some links to her stuff and some of the videos we've mentioned embedded below. So head on over to that. And coming up Sunday, Tracy King and I think Bo Ryan on Pizza Games and Zombies, and more stuff in the future. Right,
yay, more stuff! Yay, the future!
Thanks, guys. Bye.
This is fascinating.
Alright, see that.
Is it on a delay?
There's usually like a small amount of delay. It's not an intentional delay.
No, I figured that
Yeah.
that YouTube just...
So yeah, I'm gonna let it go for a little bit just to make sure it gets all the stuff that we said.
Nice.
It's funny because it actually does have like an intentional delay. I'm gonna turn this on.